Marriage on Rawlings, you will see massive rural last-mile connectivity under John Dramani Mahama. We need spectrum for that. And one of the things we can use to do that is to do the digital switchover, which will open up TV white spaces. Ghana should have done the switchover in 2015. It didn't happen. So we will do that. And then the last thing that we're going to do is, as a government, we're going to prioritize making sure that the equipment that was ordered with the taxpayers' money under the last administration and have sat in a warehouse for 2 years and for which warranty has expired, we would find a way of bringing those equipments out and using them for the benefit of the Ghanaian people. Chairman, I did 1 hour, 1 minute, 45 seconds. Thank you very much. Any further questions?
Indeed, you were short, but elaborate. Leader, my second question, second and last, actually. 80, Airtel Tigo, 100% Ghana, government of Ghana. Is that the case? 100% government of Ghana.
Should I answer?
Airtel Tigo.
Yes, please. If approved by this House, I will be the CEO, chairman, and board of Airtel Tigo. 100% owned by government of Ghana.
Beautiful. They still run a 3G. Is that the case?
Yes, please.
Please, Airtel Tigo not competitive enough to rake in the needed revenue for government. Obsolete equipment, I mean, they just can't compete in the market. Please, tell us what plans you have for Airtel Tigo. On that note, I wish you very well in your new role. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, Airtel Tigo is a sorry example of what mismanagement of the telecom sector has been in 8 years. Because Airtel Tigo is the illicit love child of Airtel and Tigo. That was tried to be fused together to make it survive, but still, it has end-of-life equipment, debt in excess of 500 million. It's really unsustainable. But there is a roadmap under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to find a way where we will have no job losses and to consolidate government's shareholdings into a viable enterprise in the sector. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Roxanne, you have the floor.
Chairman, thank you. The 7 boys, myself, you, Yusuf, Mutala, Ernest, Adongo, Sweeney, and Jinapo. Today we are here. I have no doubt about your abilities and qualities that you bring to bear. Just be careful. I know you will succeed. I wish you all the best. We are in this together. I wish you all the best. The question about rural telephony has been asked. And you know, we've been there together, how as MPs we are worried by our constituents to improve the networks in the various hinterlands for them. You are in charge now, and I know you are going to roll out good programs to improve that. Congratulations once more, my brother.
Thank you very much. I give the floor to Deputy Ranking, Honorable Patricia Apiaje. Very well, very well. She has yielded to Jerry Shai.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Congratulations, Honorable Sam George. Honorable Sam George, I said congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Sam George, at age 40, I think you've done well for yourself. But there are a lot of buts. You have, over the period, used very unprintable words. Said, in fact, even today, at this very sitting, you have indicated that those who were dealing with a certain issue lacked common sense. You have also said a piece of nonsense when Dr. Baumia had just finished a certain presentation.
Honorable Jerishai, once I ordered that be expunged from the record, I do not think we should revisit that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So I'll take the common sense bit out. You've used such words as useless and gibberish, and many actually think you are very disrespectful. I want the Ghanaian people to be assured that whatever they are thinking is contrary to what you are. Please tell us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, respectfully, opinions are like noses. Everyone is entitled to one. My mother and father who gave birth to me are sitting behind me, and I'm sure they are proud of the son that they have raised. Yes. Thank you very much.
We are proud.
Honorable Mr. Chairman, Honorable Chairman, Honorable Chairman, I remember my literature tutor taught me something. What you said, opinion is like gnosis. Is that correct? I just want. So what I'm saying, the literature is a simile, yeah? Yes. Simile. So like and as, you use that, those are similes. Okay. Honorable nominee, would you want to respond to his question in another form without the use of this simile?
Mr. Chairman, I have come to know the honorable member who asked the question recently. But if there's one person on this panel who has known me for years, and I believe could be a proper character reference, and attest to the fact that I am not abusive and disrespectful, it's the ranking member on the committee, Honorable Afenyo Markins. And so, yes, I reiterate, I'm not a disrespectful person. I have opinions, I state them forcefully, but I am not disrespectful. Thank you.
Haven't you brought peace onto yourself with this? Because, honorable nominee, before we got into this room, maybe you didn't follow, but Mr. Speaker admonished all of us and said that we have to be careful about the things that we say that to us makes us popular in the gallery. Our followers, that's what they want to hear. You remember the 79, let the blood flow. The same people turn around to now say Jerry Rawlings was this and that. You remember? So we have to be very careful, you know.
Mr. Chairman, respectfully, I don't remember. I wasn't born.
No, I'm not saying.
I was born in 85.
No. I'm saying we have. I'm saying that at least we have done government. We've read history, and all. I was born in 78. I'm sure I was a baby during the revolution, but at least I've come to realize that the same Ghanaians who yesterday called on street justice were the same people who were saying that they want rule of law and all. So I'm just drawing your attention. All right? Yes, please. Let's land safely. Your advocates are many. Let's land safely. Don't disappoint your advocates. Joe.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Proceed with your other question.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. So I just want to find out, in the midst of current dispensation, if Ghana Post is still a relevant institution with all these technological advancements, and if at all, what would you do to further equip it to play an active role in the courier services?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This is a very important question. In fact, one of the most important I've had here today. Many people don't know that Ghana Post sits under the Ministry of Communications, Digital Technologies and Innovation. On Friday last week, I took briefings from the management of Ghana Post in preparation for this vetting. And one of the charges I gave to them was to rethink the whole essence of the post office. Because the post office may be seen to be a dying concern, but in other parts of the world, the post office has become a revolving place for several other services apart from just the delivery of services, of goods and parcels. And so I tasked the management there to begin to rethink the way we can make the post office a 360-degree service center, especially leveraging on the enhanced community information centers that we have built across the country, and partnering with GIFEC on those to make them truly digital centers where you can get more than just delivery of parcels. So I'm adding them with you on that. We need to make it more than just receiving and sending parcels. Thank you.
Thank you. I do not have a follow-up on that. I just want to believe that one of the major or current problems we have, I don't know if you've heard these terminologies, Sakawa, 419, internet fraud, cybersecurity really. And the fact that I heard you earlier mention people having some Facebook accounts, 10, 20, and it's only perhaps you have one, even when it's validated. I'm just wondering, cybersecurity authority that we have, we still have a lot of online impersonation and cyber fraud and mobile money fraud. I do not know what steps you have or you intend to bring on board to curb, even though I really take care of this, because we have a lot of cyber issues. I mean, people are not too sure whether or not mobile money is the way to go, although it's very functional and active. You pay, the next thing you know is it's being received by the wrong person.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I believe that one of the challenges we've had is that we've not been able to grow our cybersecurity authority because of lack of capacity and funding. There's a Raison project that was begun under the last government. It's stalled for almost 4 years. They need just about $5 million to kickstart the project. That's one of the things we'll be prioritizing, to make sure that the cybersecurity authority is fully tooled and equipped to be able to deliver. However, on the issues of mobile money fraud, we have to work collaboratively with the MNOs. And that's why we have to go back to the issue of SIM re-registration again, to properly register the SIMs so that the MNOs can identify who it is. Because it's one thing blocking the SIMs, it's another thing tracking the person, the cartels behind it, and being able to arrest them and prosecute them. You need to be able to identify persons who hold SIMs. And so working together with the regulators in the space, we will get it done. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, just a follow-up. On SIM registration, so what are the good people of Ghana expected to do with the new, your intention to re-register SIMs? What's going to happen to the ones we have already? Or those who have taken time to have registered earlier? What happens to them? How much is that going to cost you to undertake such a project?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. All three questions have been previously answered by me. If I have the direction for me to repeat my answers, then I'll proceed.
Please do. You can repeat the answers, but be brief.
Nobody, no Ghanaian will lose their SIM cards. They have to do nothing. It's going to be a technology-driven exercise between the NCA, the MNOs, and the National Identification Authority. If there are any disparities in the records, such individuals will be notified to visit their service provider. But majority, we believe that over 90% of SIM holders will not have to visit their service providers. So there will be no activity done. You just get notification that the verification has happened back end and you're verified.
That's right. Just to ask if there's no cost that will be incurred.
I'm coming there. Will there be cost incurred? There will be cost, but will be borne by the MNOs, because it serves the MNOs' own purpose for them to be able to know who is holding their SIMs. Because if they can't identify who are holding the SIMs, they are liable to fines from the NCA. They would rather have us do a clean identity SIM register than to get fines.
Thank you, Honorable
that's
Member.
it. Yeah,
Your
thank you.
last question.
The chair, I'm okay.
Thank you. I now give the floor to the minority leader and ranking member of the committee. And honorable members, because he has given me his words, I would have to take leave of you to go and preside over the house. So, please, Roxanne, the phone. Just.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable nominee, first, I thank you for making time to answer questions as part of the process of your eventual appointment as a Minister of State. Let me also commend you for availing yourself for this process. I've sent you a paper. I want you to read the content aloud, and we shall begin our journey for the engagement. Please. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chairman. The paper handed to me has the peace prayer of St. Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen.
Amen.
Fortified by this, I'm sure your faith will lead you to provide the necessary honest answers that will be required for the purpose of this engagement. My respected colleague, you rightly said that you and I have known each other for many years. Rightly so. In my days as an entrepreneur at Trade Fair, where I was running my transport logistics business, you as a young man rented some of my trucks to do business, and we've had a very excellent relationship since then. I won't be the person to obstruct your career path. In the least, I should guide as your senior brother. Going through your CV, you are 85 born, I'm 78. I've seen a lot that you are yet to see. Now, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. My respected colleague, Honorable Abu Jinapo, had posed a question to you regarding views you had earlier expressed about the Chief Justice. One of it was to the effect that she was deliberately delaying a suit in court, which suit you and I notoriously know it to be the LGBT suit. Do you, with the benefit of St. Francis's prayer, which you have invoked, think that you were fair to my lady in the comment you made about her publicly? Which comment she's not had an opportunity to publicly rebut? Do you think you were fair?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, given the facts available to me at the time I made those comments, I believe that they were made in good faith at the time I made the comment.
The benefit of hindsight, and now that you know, and granted, I just want to be fair to you, the case had certain applications flying here and there, and there were parties to it, and the respondent defendant's lawyer had made certain applications to the court, which I'm sure you didn't know at the time, correct?
Mr. Chair, I knew.
Okay, if you did, then the various adjournments which were occasioned by the defendant's lawyers couldn't have been the cause of my lady, the Chief Justice, correct?
Mr. Chairman, respectfully, I disagree.
So, it is your case for public records that Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, deliberately delayed the suit that was before the Supreme Court. It is your case.
Mr. Chairman, my argument had always been...
Honorable nominee, respectfully, is it your case that the LGBT case mounted by my respected friend Richard Delasky, barrister at law, etc., was deliberately delayed by the Chief Justice of the Republic? Is that your position? Yes, no?
Mr. Chairman, the description are your attributions, not mine. My words were that she had the power to move the case faster than it was being done. And subsequent actions after the demonstration that I led have actually proved my position to be true. That when the Chief Justice gives a timeline, everybody, respondent or plaintiff, Attorney General inclusive, must abide by it. When she invoked her powers, everybody complied. So my contention that she could have expedited it if she had given earlier timelines were proving right by her subsequent actions. Thank you.
Do you think that prior to your comment, she was not doing her job well? Is that your case?
Mr. Chairman, I thought she could have done better in the exercise of her public office.
Do you think that your commentary was fair to her?
Mr. Chairman, I believe that all public officers are subject to constructive criticism, and I consider my comments constructive criticism.
Honorable Sam George, the process of empaneling, the process a case travels involving parties cannot be at the instance of the Chief Justice of the Republic. Do you agree to that?
The rules of procedure dictate who is responsible for empaneling of judges in cases.
Do you have evidence that my lady, the Chief Justice, delayed in empaneling justices for the case?
Mr. Chairman, there was never a question about a delay in empaneling. There was a question about a delay in hearing.
What occasioned the delay in hearing?
Mr. Chairman, I believe that only the Chief Justice can explain to this House why, when she gave us a date of July 18th for ruling, when we appeared before her on the 18th of July, she chose to adjourn ruling on the matter indefinitely. I can't speak to her reasoning.
Were you a party in the case?
Not directly, sir.
Were you a party in the case? Were you a party in the suit?
Not on the record.
Had you filed as an interested party in the suit, Mr. Sam George?
Not on the record.
Was it fair?
Leader, you just.
Chairman, thank you very much. Honorable nominee, you have just answered to the question from the ranking that you were not a party of record in the matter under interrogation. And you also did not file as an amicus. But can you confirm whether the subject of the litigation affected you?
Very much so. I was one of 8 sponsors of the bill before the court.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chairman, I would want to respectfully crave the indulgence of my colleagues to allow us to have a good understanding of what we are doing. Have a smooth inquisition that will help democracy. Very uninterrupted. So, you have answered to a follow-up question that you had an interest in the case.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Yet you didn't deem it fit to get into the case through your lawyer or by yourself.
Mr. Chairman, I had absolute trust in the representation for Mr. Speaker, who was a plaintiff and who, in my opinion, represented the interest of the sponsors of the bill. Thank you.
You mean the defendant, because the Parliament was a defendant?
Correct, Mr. Chairman.
The nominal defendant for that matter, because the principal defendant in the matter was the Attorney General. It being a constitutional matter.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
So I'm asking you that when you say we were given a date, what were you referring to?
I was referring to the defendants in the case.
Which defendant you were not part of on record?
Not on record.
So you agree with me that when you not being a defendant, and you not being a party in the suit, having criticized the Chief Justice in the manner you did was unfair to her office. You would agree with me?
Mr. Chairman, unfortunately, no.
Very well. When the Chief Justice who presided adjourned the suit sine die, indefinite, adjourned without a date, did you talk to the defendant's lawyers, that is the lawyers for Parliament, as to the reason?
Yes, I did, and they said no reason was given for that adjournment. The Chief Justice said she wanted to hear the substantive case before giving a judgment on the injunction case, because there were 2 cases before the court, the substantive case and the case for injunction. Now, the decision not to give a ruling on the injunction case basically and technically stayed in the hand of Parliament indefinitely, because so long as there was no ruling, Parliament could not appeal, Parliament could not act. It held Parliament in abeyance for almost 5 months.
Is that what the lawyers told you? Because we would then need to subpoena the lawyers to take the oath, because you are anchoring your criticism of the learned Chief Justice of the Republic to something that is done. So I just want to know from you whether the lawyers told you I'm not done.
Leader, can I, with respect?
No problem, no problem.
Yeah, please.
I have all the words.
Yeah. Okay, you can come in, please. Be
Chairman,
brief,
thank
please.
you. Chairman, thank you very much. Honorable nominee, you just answered to a question that you made some comments after the court's adjournment.
Yes, please.
In the matter.
Yes,
by way of criticism.
yes, please.
Can you confirm? Let me, Chairman, please. Can we have some order around the table, Chairman?
Please go ahead. Let's have one meeting, please. Please go ahead.
Mr. Nominee, let me avert your mind to the constitutional provision contained in Article 21, one of the Constitution. Now, may I put it to you, and by way of a yes and no, that whether your right as encapsulated in Article 21(1), which is to this effect, all persons shall have the right to freedom of speech and expression, which shall include freedom of the press and other media, and B, freedom of thought, conscience, and belief, which shall include academic freedom. Can you confirm to this committee, yes or no, whether the exercise of that right to criticism was framed, anchored on this provision of the Constitution, which guarantees that freedom?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much.
Okay, leader, please continue.
Mr. Sam George.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Did you receive any information regarding the reasons for the adjournment sine from the lawyers for the second defendant parliament?
Mr. Speaker, I wasn't client to the lawyers, so they didn't need to give me any information.
Did the lawyers tell you that the inability of the court to make a pronouncement on the said dates affected the work of Parliament?
Mr. Chairman, I don't think it's in the place of the lawyers to determine what affects the work of Parliament. That's the role of Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
You had said that because of the decision of that day, Parliament could not proceed with its work, and that affected its work for some 5 months, correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Did that information come from the lawyers to you?
Mr. Chairman, that information came to me from my reading of Article 106 of the Constitution, and with your leave, I would read.
Yes, please. Kindly take the leave of chair, not me.
Yes. Mr. Chair, do I have your permission?
Please go ahead.
So I read Article 106(7) of the Constitution, and that's what I premised that submission on. Where a bill passed by Parliament is presented to the President for assent, he shall signify within 7 days after the presentation to the Speaker that he assents to the bill or that he refuses to assent to the bill, unless the bill has been referred by the President to the Council of State under Article 90 of this Constitution. Parliament was unable, in fact, there was a letter, a cease and desist letter, signed by then Executive Secretary to the President, Nana Asante Bediatuo, asking Parliament not to transmit the bill as passed by Parliament, premised on the fact that there was a pending court case. Even though I think it's important we take judicial notice that his letter to Parliament came a day before any lawsuit was filed before the courts. Thank you.
I am asking you, do you think that your attack on the Chief Justice of the Republic had any basis in the exercise of those your constitutional rights?
Mr. Chairman, respectfully, I did not attack the Chief Justice. I criticized her, and she's not above criticism. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, do you remember the words you used in criticizing the Chief Justice?
Mr. Chairman, I criticized her extensively. I can't remember all the words. Thank you.
Paraphrase in context your criticism of her, what you said.
I'm unable to repeat any of those here, Mr. Chairman, because it's being the exigencies of time have overtaken it. If there is any specific reference you would like to make, I'm willing to respond to that. Thank you.
Did you write on your social media wall those criticisms? Did you write them?
I want to believe that I express my views on social media out. Yes.
We would give you an opportunity to refer to your social media wall and read aloud and in full those criticisms that you don't readily remember. So go to your social media wall, pick it, we'll give you time so that you can read it, then we can proceed.
Mr. Chairman, I don't know about the ranking member, but I'm extremely active on social media. In fact, one of the most active politicians in this country on social media. It will be an exercise for me to say that I am scrolling through the hundreds and thousands of posts to begin to scan and identify. If I had been given full notice of this, I could have gotten a team to do that. But I believe that if there's a particular case that is in question, I could be referred to it. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, our proceedings allow a member time to rely on an important document. Therefore, if the member will need time to go through the particular posts, we would give him the time. He should be able to furnish us with that. So, Chairman, with the greatest respect, let him have the time to make that available.
Mr. Chairman, if there is the need for evidence of that, I can subsequently provide that to the committee. I can print out my entire timeline history for the purposes of the committee, because I will not be able to tell what would be of interest to the questioner. So I'll print out my entire timeline for the committee subsequent to this engagement. Thank you.
Honorable Roxon. Honorable Roxon, you have the floor.
Chairman, thank you very much. Honorable nominee, social media has been defined in our statutes. How many social media platforms do you have? And which one particularly is in question? We know of Facebook, we know of Twitter, which is now X, we know of WhatsApp pages, we know of TikTok. So Chairman, it will be prudent and for the ranking member to be specific, because social media refers to a plethora of other media platforms that are deployed in cyberspace. So if he can be specific, then I believe that the nominee can be properly guided and to also tailor his answers to those particular references. With all due respect, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Leader, would you like to be specific on the issue you've just raised?
Chairman, before I proceed, I want to suggest to you to kindly reiterate an earlier call by the chair of this committee, which call was to some of our colleagues who join us but are not members. I don't want to mention a name. I repeat, I don't want to mention a name. But I want to urge my colleagues who are joining us, you may say something not for the records, but when I hear, I would respond to you. Let us ensure decorum. This exercise requires mutual respect. Some of you are knowing Sam George for the first time. The minority is supposed to do its work. So if you are a first timer and you are here by the grace of God, take this opportunity and learn, and not to call your leader names. If you attempt to act in a manner unbecoming of a backbencher who has just joined parliament, you will be schooled to know the courtesies that are accorded leaders, especially when a leader is on a firm ground in his duties. Honorable nominee, my respected colleague, in your own words, you have had the occasion to to criticize the Chief Justice of the Republic in a matter that you were not a party to, correct?
Correct.
In your own words, these criticisms were written on your social media platform, correct?
Not exclusively. Other times I spoke about them on national media platforms.
So for our purpose, let's deal with those that you wrote on your social media platforms, correct?
Very well, Mr. Chairman.
Very well. Now, my question to you is, do you remember the exact words that you used in describing the Chief Justice in your criticism?
It will be difficult because, like the Majority Chief Whip had pointed out, I do not even know which specific platform you're referring to. I have accounts on Facebook, in fact, 2 accounts on Facebook, a private page and an official page. I have an X account, I've got an Instagram account, I've got a TikTok account, I've got a LinkedIn account. So it's like, once again, I repeat that out, Mr. Chairman, I'll be grateful if specifics could be applied to the issue here. Thank you.
So my question to you is, which of the platforms did you use in your supposed constructive criticism of the Chief Justice in a matter that you were not a party to?
Yes. Chairman, with all due respect to ranking, we sat in law school classroom together. We graduated together. And we are both seasoned practitioners. And we've done criminal prosecution. And we understand the principles. He who alleges must prove. You are interrogating a nominee alleging certain matters. He has given answers. You may not like the answers. It is up to you to put into the further and better particulars. That when I refer to the fact that you made certain comments by way of criticism of the CJ, it was an and so and so and so social media platform. Here are the prints. In fact, in the course of this committee's work, you have demonstrated that those abilities, you brought information and material particulars before the committee and reference nominees to speak to them. Some you actually labeled them exhibit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this matter, with all due respect to him, If he hasn't got information, he may still make progress. But if he wants to stay on this course, then you should be providing information by way of material particular, so the honorable nominee can speak to, by admitting to same or denying same, so we can make progress. With all due respect, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Leader, just give me a second. Well, I am presiding over this vetting, and you are talking about matters of law. I think as a presiding chair, I have the right to give space for some of my team members to be able to define matters of law, for me to be able to make an informed decision. And it is for that reason that I'm allowing Honorable Roxanne to come in, leader. And I hope that that is fine with you. Thank you. You may continue.
I don't have a problem at all. This exercise is good. Posterity will deal with this, and the jury is out there. Students, for many years to come, will refer to these proceedings. But since my respected colleague and classmate has taken us to the classroom, the classroom that we are, we have to do some exercise there. The issue that is being discussed has been attested to by the nominee. It isn't the case that he's denying knowledge of any criticism. He said he has done so. And he says he stands by it. It is on that basis that I am asking him. He should tell us the very thing that he is admitting to. He should tell us where he did. He himself said some was by words of mouth on platforms. He said it in the media. Some too, he posted them. So he should be able to tell us in an honest way where he posted them. If, as it were, he had said that, oh, he doesn't remember ever saying it, he hasn't said anything at all, then I would ask him to identify a document and speak to it and find out whether he is the one who authored it. But he says he has done something. And I'm asking him to now tell us where he did it. It's as simple as that, Chairman. So he's supposed to answer that question.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, once again, I reiterate my answer that I'm unable to know which of the platforms I have posted on that he's referring to. And let me state for the records, what was put to me was the fact that I had attacked the Chief Justice. I have not admitted to attacking the Chief Justice. I have stated that I have criticized the Chief Justice. It doesn't amount to an attack on her. It's a critique of her. But I'll be grateful, and I'm willing to identify any documents that are available, and I'll speak to them with all integrity and honesty. Thank you.
You have your constitution with you?
Yes, please.
Earlier, the Honorable Roxanne spoke about your rights in the law, and you read the rights, that you had a right to freedom of speech, correct?
That's correct. The Honorable Roxanne read that.
Go to Article 41 of the same Constitution. Read the side notes.
Duties of a citizen.
Repeat it.
Duties of a citizen.
What? I didn't hear.
Duties of a citizen.
Go to Article 41D. Read 41D aloud.
The exercise and enjoyment of rights and freedoms is inseparable from the performance of duties and obligations, and accordingly, it shall be the duty of every citizen to respect the rights, freedoms, and legitimate interests of others, and generally to refrain from doing acts detrimental to the welfare of other persons.
Very well. Very well. I shall, Chairman, with your leave. Chairman, with your leave, I shall, through you, forward to the nominee a document for him to read aloud. I have a series of them. Read number 9. Number 9. Must we be prompting you? You get you. What is this? We have agreed to motion.
Sorry?
Honorable, order, Chairman, honorable nominee.
Yes.
You have, I've turned to number 9. You've seen it labeled.
Yes, please. Number 9.
Please read the content of that post of yours aloud.
There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that the current Chief Justice is engaged in judicial thuggery and poses an existential threat to the dispensation of justice in an equitable, fair, and just manner. Such partisan behavior at the apex court of our judiciary must not be entertained and must be condemned with all the force reasonable people can muster. Judicial gangsterism is a precursor for the breakdown in the dispensation of justice and the doctrine of the rule of law. Common sense ought to be an ingredient in the dispensation of justice.
My respected colleague, what you have just read, was it authored by you?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
What date was this authored?
On the 27th of March, 2024.
Now, on the 27th of March, 2024, you wrote this about the Chief Justice of the Republic, correct?
Yes, I did.
You have again read Article 41D. For the avoidance of doubt, read it at the risk of being repetitive. Read it one more time.
Mr. Chairman, I remember the content.
Read it one more time.
Well, I'm not going to read the heading again. I'll just read the 41D.
I am asking you a question, honorable nominee.
Yes.
Once the question is allowed, you cannot overrule it.
The
I'm saying
exercise-
read 41, yes, in full. Read 41D.
The exercise and enjoyment of rights and freedoms is inseparable from the performance of duties and obligations, and accordingly it shall be the duty of every citizen to respect the rights, freedoms, and legitimate interests of others, and generally to refrain from doing acts detrimental to the welfare of other persons.
My respected colleague, what you have just read as your constitutional duty, and what you have also read as your constitutional rights, if you reconcile, would you say that all those words you used to describe the Chief Justice were fair?
Mr. Chairman, that post was premised on my understanding and reading of Article 296 of the Constitution, and I will proceed to read with your leave.
That's okay. Please proceed.
The side note is exercise of discretionary power. Where in this Constitution or in any other law discretionary power is vested in any person or authority, A, that discretionary power shall be deemed to imply a duty to be fair and candid. B, the exercise of the discretionary power shall not be arbitrary, capricious, or biased based on resentment, prejudice, or personal dislike, and shall be in accordance with due process of law. And C, where the person or authority is not a judge or other judicial officer, there shall be published by constitutional instrument or statutory instrument regulations that are not inconsistent with the provision of this Constitution or that aid or that other law to govern the exercise of the discretionary power. Discretionary power is vested with the Chief Justice. She exercised same in the matter before her. My views were what I expressed in the post.
When did you say you posted those comments?
27th of March 2024 at 6:34 a.m.
What occasioned this post?
Activities that had gone on the previous day in court.
Can you share with us the activities that had gone on in the previous day in court, and in which matter?
It was in the anti-LGBTQ case, the case you referenced earlier on. I don't really remember all the details, but I'm fully aware that my comments were in reference to the actions that had happened the day before in court.
You had earlier said that your criticism was premised on a July 28th disappointment. Now you are referring to a March post. So which is which? Just reconcile.
Chairman, at no point in my previous answer did I say that my displeasure with the Supreme Court and the Chief Justice was exclusive to the July 18th ruling. The case had started in court from the 5th of March. I made reference to the fact that the July 18th ruling is what led me to lead a national demonstration against the Chief Justice.
So what exactly did the Chief Justice do to you on the 5th of July, of March 2024? 24, you said 23rd?
27th
so
of March.
This post was 27th of March.
Yes.
And you are saying that based on what happened in court on the 26th of March. And can you tell us exactly what happened on the 26th of March, which led to such description of the Chief Justice of the Republic?
Mr. Chairman, let me be clear that I have answered this already and stated that I don't really remember all the actions that happened there. But again, let me be very quick to add that post this social media post, the Chief Justice has had occasion to write to me on 2 occasions through the Judicial Secretary. The Chief Justice is clothed with the powers of contempt. If she thought and held the view that legally I had erred, the Supreme Court of Ghana is not one that has shied away from using its contempt powers. They have failed to hold me for contempt because I have not erred, and I'm sure that the Chief Justice herself and the Judicial Council and the Supreme Court recognize that constructive criticism is helpful for the dispensation of our justice system. Thank you.
So you hold a view that those words used in describing the Chief Justice of the Republic to you remain constructive and nothing less?
I hold that view, sir.
Clerk, kindly furnish me the document. Honorable nominee, please let's go to your CV. Please, where were you born?
I was born in Somanya in the eastern region of Ghana.
I'm not familiar with Somanya. Is it in the eastern region of the country?
Mr. Chairman, I just stated that I was born in Somanya in the eastern region of Ghana.
Now, Krobo, Odumase, and Somanya, are they the same?
I am unable to respond accurately to that. I'm not sure about that, but I believe that one of the MPs from the Krobo area is present in the committee. He can help us with the geography.
Honorable nominee, respectfully, are you familiar with Krobo Odumase?
Yes, I know the constituency, the Lower Manya Krobo constituency, and Upper Manya, yes.
I'm not talking about constituency. I'm talking about a town called Krobo Odumase. Odumase Krobo.
Yes, I know a town like that exists, Mr. Chairman.
Very well. And I'm asking you whether that town and Somanya are the same or different.
I am unable to answer. I told you I'm not very conversant with the geography of the area.
Did you live in Somanya where you were born?
Chairman, before you came in, when I did the introductory part, I stated that I was born in Somanya, but I grew up in Nigeria. My mother is here, my birth mother is here, and if you want her to swear the oath, she will, to testify on at what age she took me. But I was taken to Nigeria at the age of 6 months. At that age, I don't think I would have been in a position to know what my surroundings were. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, are you currently in possession of a birth certificate?
I don't have my birth certificate here, but I own one.
Is it a very old one or the digital birth certificate?
Mr. Chairman, it's a very old one. My parents have done very well to preserve it.
And that has your place of birth as Somanya?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
You are in possession of a Ghanaian passport?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. 2 actually, but under the same name. A regular passport and a diplomatic passport, all under the name Samuel Nate George. Thank you.
The Ghanaian passport you have, does the place of birth bear Somanya?
Both do, Mr. Chairman.
So you would disagree with anybody who would suggest that you were born in Odumase Krobo? You would disagree?
My parents told me I was born in Somanya. They are the best to determine and tell me where I was born. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, on your CV, you have indicated that you have undertaken a number of courses.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
But before then, you have indicated that you speak English, Ga, Dangbe, and Twi.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Do you speak any language of Nigerian origin?
Also Yoruba, dear sir.
You speak Yoruba?
Yes, I do, and a bit of Igbo. I can tell you my name, Ahambu Sam George.
Don't pay attention to my questions. Pay attention to my questions. And then answer my questions. Not for the gallery, but for me. All right? Do you speak Yoruba?
Fairly.
You speak a bit of Igbo?
Yes, please.
Would you want to take the leave of Mr. Chair to amend your CV to include Yoruba?
With the leave of Mr. Chairman, if it pleases the committee for me to have to, but I just put the Ghanaian languages I spoke on my CV.
No, but it is here you stated language is spoken. Language is spoken. So I'm asking since you say you speak Yoruba, that would you want to take the leave of Mr. Chair to amend to reflect that?
Yes, Mr. Chair, it can be amended with the leave of Mr. Chair.
Leave granted, amendment accordingly carried out.
Now, you have stated hometown to mean to be Old Ningo. We've had different descriptions of hometown. So tell you how you come by hometown.
I believe on my CV it says Aviam, Old Ningo. And Aviam is where my father hails from, where my father comes from. So that's where my father's house is.
And mom too from there?
My mom is from Old Ningo town itself.
Your CV page 1, you have indicated that you have a BSc Agricultural Engineering, Soil and Water Engineering specialization from KNUST. May I know from you, at KNUST, were you a member of TESCOM?
Never.
Did you at any point join TESCOM outside of, at any of the institutions that you studied?
Never, Mr. Chairman.
So you disagree with any report to the effect that you were once upon a time a member of TESCOM?
That would be an unfortunate lie. I disagree with it.
The states, as part of our vetting, you know that we request for due diligence reports from state security. So, as at January 27, 2025, state security has it that you were once upon a time a member of TESCOM.
This is part of the reason why I'm on record to have said that the new Mahama administration has to overhaul our entire state security apparatus because it's woefully ineffective if it says I've ever been a member of TESCOM. Thank you.
Very well. And you would also disagree to the information given to us that you were not born in Odumasu Krobo. You disagree with them?
Absolutely.
Now, you have on page 2 of your CV. Let's go to page 2. You said you have executive masters in international strategy and diplomacy, London School of Economics and Political Science, correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
You have the certificate with you?
Not here, but I can furnish the committee with it. If
Chairman, with your leave, would want to take that later, since he doesn't have it now.
No problem.
Certified true copy later, you can let us have it.
I would quickly make the request to the LSE for a certified true copy.
You have the certificate with you. You have graduated.
I have the original certificate framed. You're asking for a certified true copy.
No, but you can certify it. You can get it certified.
I would choose to get it certified from the university that issued the certificate for the purposes of this committee. I'll make the request to the LSE.
This perhaps is a legal question, so it's all right if you understand it. Well, for the benefit of your supporters, we are here to also help you. I know you've done LLB. I know you've done LLB. You've not been called to the bar yet. You don't need to write to your school to give us a certified copy. Once you are in possession of the original, a notary public who cites the original can certify. That is the law which they should know. Now, would you be able to furnish us with a certified copy of that certificate?
If it pleases the committee, Mr. Chairman.
When did you start the program? And when did you finish the program?
September 2021, and I submitted my dissertation in July 2022.
How did you pursue the program?
In person.
Now, at all material times, you were a member of parliament. September 2021, you said when did you finish it in 2022?
In July 2022.
So between September 2021 and July 2022, you were a full-time member of parliament. And this school is in the United Kingdom. So share with us how you pursued the program.
Mr. Chairman, I believe that speaks to my dedication and diligence when I put my mind to something. I spent most time...
Nominee, how did you pursue the program?
Mr. Chairman, that's where I'm going to respectfully.
I'm just saying that to help you go straight so that we can finish with you on time.
Mr. Chairman, my program was an executive master's program, and I had multiple class periods and assignment periods. So in every month, we had 10 days of physical contact. And then you had essays that you had to present or submit in the ensuing period until the next class. And so again, if the committee would want for me to show evidence of my travel record, I will show how I spent 10 days in London with the leave of Mr. Speaker sometimes, and when I returned to Ghana to make sure that I stayed within the courses. And I had to do that between September and May. June, July, and August. June and July were not, you didn't need to be in person because that was when we're working on our dissertation. Thank you.
Okay, so you are telling us that, so from September, every month, you were spending 10 days in the United Kingdom, every month.
Give or take, yes please.
No, let's be specific, because you say we can check that from your travel records and all. I just want us to be very specific in the answers. So September, when you started in September you went to UK for 10 days and came back, correct?
Mr. Chairman, that's why I said give or take. There were times when, because of travel periods, and that was at that time, there were still COVID travel restrictions. So there were times when I had to spend 14 days. There were times when I was able to do 12 days because the regulations in the UK were very fluid at the time. For sometimes, at the early parts, you had to do a 2-day quarantine after entering the UK before you could make yourself available. So yes, I may have gone to school for 10 days, but my travel time included 2 days of quarantine when I entered the UK, so it could have been 12 days. So give or take, it was 10 days at every time.
So you were doing it month on month, correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
So you can furnish us with evidence of September travel, October travel, November, December, all the way to May, as you said.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, with your leave, would the nominee has promised to furnish us. So
Leave is hereby granted.
very well. So, honorable nominee, we'll take that one. Now,
I recognize a follow-up question from Honorable Roxanne.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Nominee, did you pursue this program with public funds?
Absolutely not. Fully funded by myself.
Now, this program, do you have an online component of it?
Yes, please. The submission of your essays and all of that.
No, please. My question was very specific. There is an in-person, so I want to find out whether there is an online component of the program. That's all.
Yes, there was an online component.
So in addition to traveling to London, you pursue some aspect of the coursework whilst here.
That's correct.
Chairman, that will be wrong.
Chairman, I'm taking note of the supposed follow-up which come in multiples, and they are indeed substantive. Mr. Roxon has had his time, but anyway, I would tolerate him. It's fine. Okay, so when did you graduate?
I believe it was in December. I attended my graduation, I think, either in December 2022 or January 2023. I need to refresh my memory, but I think it was in December 2022. It's a matter of public record.
I'm sure when we get the certificate, we'll get to know. Now, you said that you fully funded yourself.
Yes, please.
How much did it cost you?
Mr. Chairman, are you asking me the cost of the course or the cost of the entire program? Because
Okay, I'll break it down. Don't worry.
That would include travel.
No, don't worry. I'll break it down for you. First, let's deal with your tuition fee. How much did it cost you in tuition?
I would have to check with my accounts to determine how much it cost. This was a fee I paid about 4 years ago.
With the leave of chair, would want to have that. How much did it cost you in accommodation?
Again, I'll have to check with my residents at the time how much it cost me.
So with the leave of chair, you provide us with that. How much did it cost you in travel?
Again, the tickets vary based on season, so I'll have to itemize each ticket and how much it costs.
Okay, so chair would give direction on all three, so you can provide.
Leave is hereby granted for you to bring the cost component.
But Mr. Chairman, respectfully, may I find out why personal expenditure of mine for my own personal development is now the subject of this committee's inquiry?
You should have said that as your answer.
No, Mr. Chairman, I was asked specific questions about whether I did them. Now, the question of providing same, I said I don't have that here, and it would take the leave of the chairman. So it's your leave that would make me, and I could get legal advice on if my personal expenditure is the subject of this committee. Thank you.
But
My lawyers can write them and say I'm not supposed to disclose. Why should I disclose my private? Sorry? No problem. I should bring some water.
Chairman, as you granted leave for those information to be provided, we'll rely on the nominee to make those available through the clerk. So we'll proceed. Thank you. Now, on the issue of Kofi Annan Training, International Peacekeeping and Training Center. It's on your CV that you have an executive master's in conflict, peace and security, correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Can you share with us how you undertook that program?
Mr. Chairman, that program was a weekend program as an executive master's at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, and I attended with a few other colleagues. Thank you.
How long did it take you?
It was a one-year program. I completed in 2019, but did not graduate in 2019 because I was out of the country on the date of the graduation. And so I came back in 2020 to join the executive cohort 6. I was part of executive cohort 5, but I joined executive cohort 6 in 2020 to graduate. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, back to your CV, you indicate that you've had a certificate in leadership and managerial skills from NDPI.
That's correct.
Are you able to furnish us with a certificate?
I will do so with the leave of the chair.
Leave is accordingly granted.
Now, have you any registered company, a limited liability company, that you operate outside of your work as a parliamentarian?
I currently do not hold ownership of any company that I operate outside of Parliament.
Prior to this period, were you previously an owner of a limited liability company?
Yes, prior to coming into Parliament, yes, I was.
Can you furnish us with the name of this company?
The first company I think I registered was Events and Multimedia Ghana Limited.
When did you register this company?
Chairman, I don't really remember.
What is the name of this company?
For emphasis, I will repeat it, Events and Multimedia Ghana Limited.
Who are the other shareholders apart from you?
I don't readily remember, and the company is defunct at the moment.
At what point did this company become defunct?
Upon my entry into Parliament, I stopped working.
When you were operating your company, were you taking only private jobs or you were also doing government jobs?
I never took a government job.
Go through your CV, share with us where on your CV you have provided information of this, your company.
Mr. Chairman, it's not provided on my CV.
With the leave of
Let's honorable leader, let's get this clear. Is it everything about the nominee that is supposed to be provided on a curriculum vitae? Because this is a defunct company which is no longer operating.
Chairman, respectfully, the nominee has provided us his own CV. The CV, he talks about personal data. He moves from there to profile. He has shared with us his educational background. He goes further to talk about professional experience. He has taken us through conferences he has attended. He has also told us that he is a member of certain boards and agencies. It is therefore proper, as part of the inquisition, to ask which boards he served on, where he's been a director. It is a regular question. And he himself has provided us information as to a company he has registered that he is a shareholder and a director. The issue of it being defunct is a different matter. So, honorable nominee, you have said that at the time you entered Parliament, you stopped running your business, correct?
That's correct, because I became politically exposed.
Very well. So, before entering Parliament, tell us, between which period to which period you operated your business? Tell us between which period to which period you operated your business, that's your company.
Mr. Chairman, I believe I registered this company whilst I was in the university, sometime between 2003 and 2004. I left the university in 2005, and I believe that I stopped running I stopped getting any businesses after I was appointed communication specialist at the president in 2014, because at the time the clientele I had required that they couldn't work with me as a PEP. Thank you.
But you just told this committee that you only stopped operating your business when you were elected member of parliament, because at that time you had become politically exposed. Do you still stand by that answer?
Yes, Chairman. You see, the nature of business I did, I had long-term contracts. So even though I became a PEP in 2014, I had contracts that ran till sometime in 2016, and it was indicated to me that those contracts will not be renewed.
Now, share with us the period you became a member of parliament. You were not doing any other business. You were solely dependent on your salary, correct?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, as my primary source of income.
Did you have the benefit of any secondary source of income?
Mr. Chairman, I'm married to a very industrious woman.
No, I don't get it. Please explain.
I'm married to an industrious woman.
Okay, so please explain to her, if you say you are married to an industrious woman and that is the source of your secondary income, what exactly do you mean?
I mean, my wife takes care of me.
Very well. So, industrious woman, she takes care of you. Are you suggesting that she also paid your school fees for your UK program?
Mr. Chairman, I believe that this committee has asked me to furnish them records of my fees that were paid. I believe that I don't see where we're going with this. Thank you.
No, with the greatest respect, honorable nominee, I continue to treat you with respect. If you say you don't see, yours is to answer. If you need guidance, please seek guidance from the chair. If chair allows my question, and you want to say you don't see, where I follow up based on what you say. I never asked you about your wife. I never asked you about her business. You said your wife takes care of you. These are your words. Yes. You say your wife is an industrious woman. Yes. These are your words. Yes. And that is your secondary source of income. These are your words. Yes. So, are you aware whether your wife, through her industry, has been paying her taxes? Have you become aware of it?
Mr. Chairman, those are my wife's affairs.
Please, that is personal to your wife.
Yes. My wife,
so, with all due respect,
the money.
At no point in time did I say that.
The monies that your wife, your wife gives you, which monies you say that is your secondary source of income, do you pay taxes on them?
Mr. Chairman, I have at no point in time before this committee, and I'm on record, said that my wife gives me money. I have at no point in time made that claim. My claim before this committee is that my wife takes care of me. I didn't say she gives me money. Thank you.
Is that your secondary source of income?
I have not said so. Your words, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable nominee would leave it there. Whether they are your words or my words, we'll leave it there. Let us proceed. How did you raise the funds to pay your fees? Because this is a matter of record that you provided.
Mr. Chairman, I had savings. Thank you.
It means you don't pay taxes on savings. He's going back to social media. Now he's coming to Nanado. Yeah, I'll keep my call.
That's do just for they will finish no matter the clouds are
Now we're going to Nanado.
Whatever happens, what the clouds gather, it rains. It's dark. Yes, yes. Even the whole day. Even that is friends.
Doing up.
Doing to fold and just apologize for everything and have
Honorable nominee,
Yes, Mr. Chair.
please kindly read aloud that document you have in your possession.
Dear comrades, take positions at the airport and land borders. None of those who have raped our nation's resources should be allowed to skip town. Those who have stolen the public purse must, in capital letters, be made to account for every peswa. Operation Recover All Loot, in bracket, oral, must swing into full action for our children, for our nation. Let's go. And it has the lion emoji and the Ghana flag and the fire emoji.
Can you share with us those looters, the names of those looters you were referring to, who you were calling on comrades to protect our borders so that they don't escape? Can you share with us those you had in mind at the time you made this post?
All of that information, Mr. Chairman, has been shared with the oral team that was headed by my comrade Okujeto Ablakwa, Member of Parliament for North Tongue. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, this is a public hearing. You have made this post, and I'm relying on it to ask you the question. I'm asking you, these individuals that you say they have looted the nation, they have raped us of whatever, can you share with us those individuals? Give us their names.
Honourable Member, with all due respect, we spoke yesterday about the Whistleblowers Act, and there are remedies available for such a thing under a Whistleblowers Act. So in the full public view, asking that the names of those people be disclosed, there are dire consequences for it. I will therefore humbly overrule the question. Thank you.
Honorable nominee,
Yes, sir.
at the time you made this post, did you know about the consequences of the post you were making?
Mr. Chairman, there was only one consequence of my post: to protect our nation's resources. Thank you.
As a law student, do you think that this call for people to go to our borders when we had our security agencies already performing constitutional duties was right?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, and I'm grounded in the preamble to the Constitution. That was the basis for that call.
Read the preamble of the Constitution.
we, the people of Ghana, or in the name of the Almighty God, we, the people of Ghana, in exercise of our natural and inalienable rights to establish a framework of government which shall secure for ourselves and posterity the blessings of liberty, equality of opportunity, and prosperity, in a spirit of friendship and peace with all peoples of the world, and in solemn declaration and affirmation of our commitments to freedom, justice, probity, and accountability, the principles that all powers of government spring from the sovereign will of the people, the principle of universal adult suffrage, the rule of law, the protection and preservation of fundamental human rights and freedoms, unity and stability for our nation, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution.